Friends, a lot has happened in the past 48 hours. Many things have changed. According to the latest report, Iran will no longer send its delegation to Pakistan for talks with the United States.
Iranian media is now reporting that no Iranian delegation is currently in Pakistan, or any talks with the United States are going to take place until attacks on Lebanon have been stopped.
Yes, friends, Iran is now not ready to hold any further talks. Along with this, there is also an update that Vice President J.D. Vance is not included in the U.S. delegation going to Pakistan due to security reasons. This means the chaos is about to reach a pro-max level. Earlier, friends, after the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S., American President Trump mentioned a 10-day truce between Israel and Hezbollah. Under this pressure, Iran initially said that the route for commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz would be opened. But that did not happen, and after that, Trump said that now we will completely close the route. After this, not only did global crude oil prices surge, but things got even worse for Pakistan. Now, let's talk about where things might go from here. Let's begin.
We are talking to them. They wanted to close up the strait again, as they've been doing for years, and they can't blackmail us.
Friends, on the 16th, the Trump administration talked about a truce between Israel and Hezbollah, meaning a halt to the war, but for the most part, these statements turned out to be just on paper. Although initially Iran had hinted that it would open the Strait of Hormuz for trade ships, behind the scenes, the tension did not ease. This declaration had a direct impact on the global market, where there was significant instability in oil prices. Experts are saying that behind this show of peace is Trump's calculated strategy, allowing him to manipulate the market as he wishes. By April 17th, the effects of this war had also crippled Pakistan. When I say crippled, I mean something else in Pakistan has broken. Due to the halt in gas and energy supply, a power crisis has erupted in Pakistan. In the country's main cities, load shedding of up to 15 hours has begun. That means the lights are out, there's no electricity, and to save energy, the government has completely suspended public transport. Friends, on April 18th, the situation in Pakistan worsened even further when Iran, going back on its promise of a ceasefire, completely closed the Strait of Hormuz. Iran alleged that the United States had not withdrawn its naval blockade. During this time, Iran also tried to attack some ships that attempted to leave from there. Now, after this, even countries like India are questioning Iran, asking, brother, what exactly are you doing, Iran? Hello.
We were deeply disturbed by this, and we contacted the Iranian authorities and conveyed to them our very deep concern at this development.
Iran has embarked on a suicidal mission. In fact, Iran has not only made enemies of its neighboring countries by attacking them as part of its strategy, but now it is also making an enemy out of a country like India. This suicidal strategy of Iran is now destroying its own crude oil trade, because with the route being blocked, it is unable to sell its own oil as well. On April 19th, the administrative disarray within Iran became fully exposed when India expressed strong displeasure over Indian cargo ships being targeted.
This is Motoring Kaptan Marhedar. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
At that time, Iran claimed that its foreign minister was not even aware of this attack and that it was an action carried out by the military without permission. This made it clear that there are significant differences between the Iranian government and its military. The Iranian military's IRGC speedboats targeted two major Indian ships. The first ship was MT Saint Manera, which was carrying about 2 million barrels of crude oil to India. As this ship was passing through its route, it came under direct gunfire from the Iranian side. Immediately after this, another large ship belonging to the Indian company Shipping Corporation of India, named Desh Vibhor, also got caught in a similar predicament. Fearing for their lives and safety, the ship changed its course midway and turned back towards the Gulf. Because of these attacks, not only was cargo worth crores at risk, but there was also a fear that the oil supply to India might be disrupted. However, India has asserted with full force that we have proper oil reserves.
You are over there. Go back to your spot immediately. You get my message?
Okay, copied your message. I will turn back, and there is no permission to transit Hormuz. That's correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
The government of India took a strong stand on this act by Iran and did not ignore it at all. India's Ministry of External Affairs immediately summoned the Iranian ambassador present in Delhi to the office and issued a stern warning in very strong words. India has clearly stated that this attack is against international rules and will not be tolerated. India also questioned Iran, asking that when their foreign minister had promised not to stop commercial ships, then why did their military attack Indian ships? Due to India's tough stance and global pressure, the Iranian government became nervous and started defending itself, saying that the attack did not happen with their consent and that they were not even aware of it. This whole incident made it clear that not everything is going well inside Iran. The government there is saying one thing while the military is doing something else on its own accord. On this occasion, India has sent a message to the world that it will not bow down before any country when it comes to its needs and the safety of its people. India, along with the United States and other countries, arranged a safe passage for its ships so that the supply of oil and other essential goods would not be disrupted. In the end, India's prudence and firm diplomacy made Iran realize that if it harms India's interests, it will be left isolated by the entire world. Right now, Pakistan is facing such a huge crisis that there is massive load shedding across the entire country. According to the situation in April 2026, in rural areas, electricity is cut off for 12 to 16 hours. Even in major cities, Pakistan is facing unannounced power cuts ranging from 3 to 8 hours. The biggest reason for this crisis is the shortage of energy and rising prices at the international level. Especially due to the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, the gas supply has been severely affected. Amid all this, Trump is the one who has benefited the most. It is alleged that Trump is using his social media platforms and public statements as a weapon. With just one of his statements, yes, a single statement, the price of crude oil suddenly shoots up, and with another statement, the stock market crashes. This instability creates fear for traders, but it becomes an opportunity for those who already know which direction the market will move. Factually, a direct pattern is being observed between his statements and the fluctuations in the market. Several reports indicate that while the whole world is gripped by fear of war and inflation, companies associated with Trump and investments by his close associates are reaping huge profits. This is called depositor capitalism, where wealth is created by taking advantage of market turmoil during times of crisis. When oil prices rise and defense sector shares surge due to fears of war, their close investors gain direct profits. Do you understand? Trump's stance on the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz has been quite ironic. On one hand, he claims that keeping the route open for global trade is essential, but on the other hand, the presence of the US Navy there and the strict sanctions on Iran have pushed tensions to the extreme. Because of this double standard, America itself is in a state of panic, as the public and the markets there can't figure out whether the government wants war or peace. Anyway, if we look at the whole picture, Iran is heading toward financial ruin because of its religious and political stubbornness. Pakistan's situation is like that of a passerby who gets crushed in the middle of someone else's fight. Meanwhile, Trump seems to be using all this global fear and uncertainty for his own power and personal gain. But amid all this turmoil, the secret to India's success is its art of balancing acts. India neither sided with any group nor bowed to anyone's pressure. India focused only on its own interests, such as fertilizers, oil, and trade. And that's why today the Indian economy stands like a safe island amid this storm. Tell us your thoughts on the whole matter by commenting. Also subscribe to this channel. See you soon. Thank you for watching.